Another day comes to an end here in the port city of Chattogram. There's just a little equation at the bottom third. 171 required of 138. Who's going to come out on the top of this one? We saw an absolute wonderful game the other day. The other night when two young men went against total adversity and flipped the game in the favor of Bangladesh. Will it be the stalwarts today of Afghanistan?
Oh, that's spun him sharply. Yeah, why not, Eddie? Both the players are capable, and important they take the game deep, as much Afif and Mediasan Miraj did on the other day. That turned in sharply. Will really keep the batsman guessing. Bit of struggling there by Mohammad Nabi. Again, another dot ball, so pressure's creeping up.
He wants to get a tempo to his innings, just to get a few through the gaps, try and manipulate the gaps through the offside and the leg side. On 3 occasions, he's found the fielder time and time again. Plays the slog sweep through the leg side. It goes square of the wicket and he'll pick up 4. So that's the pressure releasing shot for Mohammad Nabi.
He picked up the spot really well. The fielder at short square leg was inside the circle. Put that heavy bat onto it. He's a powerful lad indeed. Needs to rotate the strike as well, along with this boundary. That will keep him going.
A very good option, I think, from Mohammad Nabi, because he was becoming a bit stuck at the crease, and now they put a man back there. To plug that particular gap. Again, what's it? You know, all the visuals. The drone looks so good. A bit of an appeal. They come a long way down and probably sliding down. End of the over, 140 for 4. Amazing how pictures can be transformed into looking in from various angles, various dimensions, and that one is straight from the top, looking right down. Gone! Outside edge! This is a fantastic delivery by Tasking Ahmed. He trusts his ability, pace, bounce, gets the outside edge, and more importantly, gets a man that's set.
A big wicket for Bangladesh. Taskin Ahmed. Nothing, anything to the batsman. No room at all. He tried to cut loose at the last moment. He changed his decision and tried to guide that towards the third man, and Taskin Ahmed all over the ground, enjoying himself. Why not? What a sight for a fast bowler. Bangladesh picked up the big wicket of Nazibullah Zadran after scoring 54, 140 for 5.
Stunning sight. Gulbaz, he's 20. He comes in, he's got 200s with that strike rate, 92. Coming in way down the order because of an injury. Makes his way out when things are becoming even harder and harder for Afghanistan. That's a good piece of bowling by Taskin Ahmed. You just look at the feet and the body. As you say, maybe trying to guide it down to third man, but he looks like he also got quite stuck right off the face of the bat. Overjoyed is the fast bowler.
He's charged up. Taskin Ahmed, why not? Bowled well on the other day. Already bowled 7.2 overs, just gave away 22 runs and picked up 2 wickets. And the last wicket was very important from Bangladesh's point of view. Nazibullah Zadran was looking very dangerous. Batsman cramping for room. Just followed the left hander and taking that outside edge. Slip there for Rahmanullah Gulbaz.
Yeah, nice little bit of movement, nice fullish length. Feet don't move. Just dangles the bat out there to dry. A bit of a nothing shot again by Gulbaz. This year, the feet moving nowhere, just the hands.
Not easy for someone like Gulbaz, who bats up at the order, open the innings, who likes to hit the ball hard, and the situation now is different. Side requires a lot of maturity and assurance at the middle. They can't afford to lose another wicket from here on. Probably this is the last recognized pair for Afghanistan.
Taskin's bowled well. I think he's shown a lot of the seamers how to actually bowl on the surface and about hitting the surface and getting any little bit out of it, Maza.
He maintained a very good line and length as well. Bowled at a very good pace and making sure he doesn't give anything to the batsman. Focusing on the consistency, as he mentioned previously, and at the same time not looking for the outcome and just doing the process right.
I like the first one where he's targeting the stumps and it just kisses the bails. Then the next one where he's hitting the pitch, giving no room to the batter, and a set man nicking it through to the keeper. Illuminated is the Ahmed Chowdhury Stadium. Funny ODI series powered by Walton. Just to the top left of your screen, there's the ocean. A wicket maiden for Taskin Ahmed. After 29, 140 for 5. Two set men, 52-54. Ramid Shah and Najibullah Zadran, they're gone. And Bangladesh are just chipping away ever so slowly at that batting lineup. Rashid Khan, he's got his pads on. He looks like he'll be the next man in. Saqib Al Hassan, he's got 5 under his belt. He's already picked up 1. 2 right-handers at the crease, so Tamim Iqbal's turn to his left-arm spinner. I think when Saqib Al Hassan decides to hang up his boots, whenever that is, he's going to go down as one of the greats in all 3 formats, and he just continues to tick boxes. Here we go. Most wickets at home in ODIs. Is in at number 3. Sean Pollock, Brett Lee, and then Saqib Al Hassan. I mean, for him to even trump Mattaya Muralitharan in Sri Lanka. Doing well, isn't he, Mazza? Nice looking shot. It's fine enough, and he'll pick up 4. Gulbaz is off the mark with the boundary.
Came up with a positive approach. Gulbaz there. Got into the position really well. The powerful lad in lead, and just gone past the field at short fine leg. Was always going for a boundary. Undoubtedly, Saqib Al Hassan has been a terrific player for Bangladesh. Again, the armour there. Good work done by the fielder. And there's an appeal there, and the umpire's gone upstairs.
Copy that. Review for run out. Third umpire to director, we have an umpire fell for run out. Can I have your base side on angle, please? Bat is grounded behind the popping crease. I have a decision for you. You can load not out.
I don't mind that from the umpire, because he's seen the batter put his back down, not slide it. I don't mind him having a look at that. Especially if the technology is available, why not? Use it. Saqib again. I mean, as we continue to say, he's just fantastic in all aspects of the game. Before the Zodiac, player with 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in all formats at a venue. He's done it twice. Mirpur and now Chattogram. And it's the end of the over. 146 for 5.
There's having a rest with a drinks break, and we have the match summary for you. Ismahani ODI series powered by Walton in the second ODI. Quite a substantial amount of runs put up by Bangladesh in their 50 overs, 306 for 4. That included 136 from Liton Kumar Das, 86 from Mushfiqur Rahim. And there's been a spirited fight back, must say, from Afghanistan, particularly when Najibullah Zadran and Rahmat Shah were going. Built up a good partnership, looked very threatening. But unfortunately, they're both back in the hut. So Afghanistan have got their work cut out in trying to go for this target. It's looking a little distant. Board President Mr. Najmul Hassan in attendance must be pretty pleased with the performers. Anayat Hussain Shiraj alongside him, board director. And he's a man who is bowled exceedingly well. He's really charged today. He's got the wickets. He's taken the two crucial wickets that mattered, that could have been threatening to Bangladesh. And here he comes in for his 9th over. And just not timing that properly. A lot of work to be done for the Afghans.
Absolutely, and also Tamim Iqbal doing the right thing in trying to finish off Taskin Ahmed when he's bowling well. So often we have seen captain holding their fast bowlers with the death overs, but this is the right thing to do. When he's bowling well, when he has picked up a couple of wickets in this spell, give him a bigger go. And rightly got a slip as well. Yasir Ali at first slip, keeping the mid-wicket open if Nabi wants to go a bit adventurous.
Well, he is a little adventurous on that occasion, but there was that width offered. Good work in the deep once again.
Shariful Islam in the deep has been really impressive. Even this time, saving 2 runs for his team. Us bowler does that the entire.
It's just the situation of the game may not allow him to be as free-flowing as he normally would, with 5 wickets down and still 157 needed. Just got to balance it out. There's the support that's needed. A little bit of whatever. That's down. Scraped his elbow.
Hey, just a grass burn, I hope. Yeah, bit of blood. Seems a tough little boy. Tamim Iqbal doing the right thing. This was caused that injury to Shariful. Tamim Iqbal, skipper, having mid-off and mid-on up, inviting Gurbaz to go over the top. The slip fielder is good captaincy. Yeah, exactly. Just outside the off stump. Too much width and a bit better close to the off stump and a little bit fuller. If Gurbaz want to be a bit adventurous, he could take that option. And if that happens, it's good for Afghanistan. But if not, Bangladesh are hunting for the 6th pitch.
Well, Taskin Ahmed will be trying to get that ball to angle back in. The one he got, which clipped the top of the off stump. It's one he's searching for at the moment, just a tad wide. Only the 4 runs so far in this over. There he goes, brings it a little tighter in line. Another single, 5 from that 31st over, 151 for 5. some time and some runs to Ghana. 156 of 114 balls. Going to be Shakib Al Hasan into his 7th over. Oh, bit of a yes and no. Thankfully it was no straight away. Shakib always amongst the wickets.
For a moment, thought Gurbaz would run himself out. There was no run there. Sensible call by Mohammad Nabi to send him back. This is Shakib Al Hasan's experience for you.
And that's Rajan Saleh. This guy is the fielding coach for Bangladesh. And tell you what, when he was in his playing days, he was like grease lightning in the outfield. And that's shot on. Shakib Al Hasan had that arm ball going. The batsman playing for that little bit of a turn. Gets the inside edge. And that is the wicket. That is the strike they've been looking for.
Inside edge does it this time for Shakib Al Hasan. Going for a cut shot. Wasn't that shot, and Gurbaz head scratching moment. It's not the usual Gurbaz we all know. Normally swashbuckling, this time with an injury. It's trying hard, but in the end perishing. Afghanistan losing their 6th at 151.
Rashid Khan comes in. The wickets keep tumbling at regular intervals now. He's got a lot of work to do. 1,040 runs in his ODI career. Decent enough strike rate, but he's got to stay there. Build up a partnership with the other experienced man, Nabi. Shakib Al Hasan, that ball he got the wicket of Gurbaz, just seemed... Initially, I thought it might have been the armour. It wasn't. Seemed to be floated in the air, gave it a lot of air, didn't turn enough. Batsman anticipating a more purchase of the wicket.
The length did Gurbaz that time. Wasn't that short, not too far as well. He wasn't stretching his arm. It's much better, much fuller. And even in the previous game, Rashid Khan, if you remember, was out to a similar delivery. Pretty sure Rashid Khan would remember that.
And you've got to learn from your mistakes, but if two players can steady the rocking boat, these are the two in the middle. A wicket in that over from Shakib, 32 done, 153 for 6. Not a very healthy scorecard, just the 250 plus scores hasn't really allowed the Afghanistan team to go and make a threat to that total that Bangladesh have posted. Barishal Islam, 1 for 16. It's been good from him. Really hit the deck hard, generated better pace.
Back of the length straight away to start with. This good captaincy again by Tamim, bringing the changes, not letting the batsman get set to a particular bowler. 1 over left of Taskin Ahmed. Required rate of 8.58. Huge task ahead. He's been very impressive, isn't he?
But, you know, something that you pointed out. Taskin was going well, taking the wickets, just had one over to go. And then Tamim says, no, let me bring in another bowler, left armour, different angle, different speed, different bounce to unsettle the batters. Good move.
The captain's most about instincts, isn't it? The captain thinks if this happens, I do that, and he should go for it. It could be a hard goal, we all know that, but you trust your instincts. Even as a batter, we all keep saying that. Always trust your instincts. Tamim Iqbal has been so successful in his career. It's because of that. I've known him for many years, and he's someone that had that tag for a very long time and keeps getting better and better. More he ages, which Afghanistan need 152 of 106 deliveries.
Oh, just going across in front of the stumps there and trying to flick it away. You miss the ball, you are caught pretty much in front. That's a little bit of a risky shot on that occasion.
That's a bluff, isn't it? With having a slip fielder, we would have been expecting Shariful Islam to bowl just outside the off stump, bringing the slip into the play. Nevertheless, it was bowling wicket to wicket, as you mentioned. Pretty close, but just had the doubt whether it pitched outside the leg stump. You see the field, deep square leg, deep fine leg, deep third man, and a sweeper cover, saving the boundary.
And that's uppish, but it's going to fall short of Taskin in the deep there. Opportunities not being given here by the bowlers to get a move on. The required run rate keeps on increasing by the minute. 8.65 at the moment. Pressure on Nabi. And of course then his new partner with the bat, Rashid Khan. It's going to be tough work. Afghanistan haven't really chased down big scores. I think the highest they chased down was against the UAE. That's nicely played. Lot of power, and it's gone straight to the boundary.
On top of the bounce, Mohammad Nabi is not going to miss out there. He's a very strong square of the wicket, and young Shariful Islam feeding Mohammad Nabi. He's very good at the slip field in place. Yeah, the line was better, but the length has to be much fuller. Mohammad Nabi didn't want any hesitation. I feel for Mohammad Nabi. Whenever he thinks that he could go after the bowling, from the other side the wicket falls, so he got to go back to the previous plans, which to survive as much as possible.
Just going back to the Afghanistan's highest successful chase in ODIs is 276 for 8 versus the United Arab Emirates in Dubai in 2014. Come back to that, 33 done, 162 for 6. Credit to the Afghanistan team, and on occasions being pretty much neck and neck in terms of the scoring rate. It's just those two clusters of wickets that have pegged them back. Every time they seem to gather momentum, build up a partnership, they lose wickets. Shakib just entices that.
So the verb of Afghanistan and is slightly drifting away. I think more than slightly, mainly because Afghanistan have been losing wicket in regular intervals. Whenever there's a partnership building, the wicket falls, and this is a record that Shakib Al Hasan and entire Bangladesh should be proud of. 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in one venue in all formats. It's never easy. Never easy. Chattogram and Mirpur. This man, as we spoke about before, today he's been magnificent, isn't it?
Look at it, the first one, he really duped the batter into coming forward and then got an edge onto the wicket. Never away from wickets. Even in the last ODI, he didn't have a wicket till the very last over he bowled, then he got two. Incredible the performance he comes up with on a regular basis. Yes, past the fielder there for a single.
You can't keep the world-class players away for much long time. You mentioned about last game, 9 overs couldn't pick up wickets, and finally the 10th over delivered. India Sun Mirage usually very safe, missing out that occasion.
You won't be very happy with that. Solidly behind that, into the deep for another single. Singles are not going to do. 165 for 6. And Shanto substituting for maybe Shariful, who saw that scraped his hat, but he may be there. Oh, he's bowling, so he's okay. Thought he might have gone off for a treatment. Oh, it's uppish, throwing caution to the wind, and in the process, he's found the boundary. That's a good strike eventually.
Challenge been thrown to Mohammad Nabi to go with the top with having mid-off and mid-on up straight away, accepting it. Sorry, giving that length, and Nabi going through the line. It's pretty safe shot, going through the line and picking up an important boundary. First ball of the over. A boundary always puts the bowler under pressure. It's going to be interesting to see how this young man reacts from here.
It's another tuck away. Stuff is cleaning up in the deep. Yeah, Shariful has been pretty impressive in while bowling and also in the outfield. 5 runs so far. Oh, what a lovely picture. Floodlights on. It's pretty ground.
Drone shots have been magnificent this evening, and just on Shariful Islam, something to work on in his future games is that the bowling with the new ball has been perfect, going the fuller length and getting that bounce just outside the off stump. And the older ball, there's something that he could use the variations. He's been one dimension. He's bowling back of the length. It's where Mustafizur Rahman does the greatest job of not giving away the batsman the same identical deliveries, comes out with different challenges.
Got a slip in position now. 2 fielders, 2 substitutes in the field. Liton Dash and Mahmoud Riyad just in the dugout. So Shanto earlier, as that's nicely put away. That's a graceful looking shot. Perfectly timed and placed for 4 runs.
Again, giving the pace, giving the length, giving the line. Experience, inexperience of Shariful Islam showing it here. Though Rashid Khan just come to the crease. No Mach with the bat. Look at that for a stroke on the up. Beautiful on the up, and batsman drives it. It's going to go over the boundary. Value for shots at this particular venue is 100%. Lightning fast outfield, and Rashid Khan hopefully gets this going.
It's been a good over. 9 already from it. Couple more deliveries left. Oh, he's fishing for that one. Comes back with one just slightly moving away at the last moment. He almost followed it.
Trying to glide it towards third man. Rashid Khan would have do well to go with the straight up bat with the slip fielder. That's a dangerous stroke. 12th man as Mundus and Shanto at probably second slip.
Followed behind that, he has to evade the bowler on his follow through, but makes it safely. It's a 10-run over, 35 done, 175 for 6.
Bird's eye view, thanks to the drone. Lovely, beautiful, isn't it? Stunning view of the Zahur Ahmad Chaudhry Stadium. Afghanistan 175 for 6 after 35. They require 132 now in 90 deliveries. Taskin has been impressive, and also this partnership is just looking good. Oh, into the reds. Good start from Taskin to Rashid Khan. And these two players can do some serious damage if they get going. Yeah. Maybe the idea is not to bowl fuller to him, because we saw a lovely looking drive in the previous over from the man on strike, Rashid Khan. Hasn't done anything special with the bat. He requires to do something very special to ensure they're in for the chase. The required runner just creeping up to 9 runs in an over. Again on the shorter side. They'll pick up an easy single. As I say, a very good evening to Edward Rainsford.
Evening, Atta. As I was hearing you speak there, I'm just trying to figure out what would... I'll come back to that. Friday night lights down in Chattogram. Lit up of Chattogram, the port city of Chattogram.
City of lights, eh? Well, look at that. Oh, just falling short. You absolutely remember, he's a very good fielder. He did go in and wanted to get as close as possible. Didn't get as close as he would have wanted to, just the ball falling short in front of him. He's done well in the end.
Yeah, he's prevented that going for a boundary. It's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh. He has to cover acres of space. It's the bigger part of the ground today, so he had to make some room. He's actually saved a boundary. He comes 10 off now. Before we were pleasantly interrupted by those lights of Chattogram, I was just thinking, what would Nabi and Rashid be trying to achieve here? 130 of 86. Probably the last recognized pair that can try and get them close. And I feel what is important are the points. Winning games. It's intentional, it's fine. The man at third was fine as well, and a good piece of fielding. And the left arm seamer. It's an excellent field set.
Again, good captaincy. One, he played that shot. It looked like it was going to the boundary. Taskin has been very good. He's been sharp. He's bowled with good pace, and that was a top wicket. This series, it's just not on this game. And if you look at the the wicket balls where he has managed to bring it on. These are the release points. Very good, isn't it? And if you do manage to bowl in those areas, you will trouble the batsman. I think he's bowled really well. He completes his 10 over, 2 for 31. Afghanistan 179 for 6. I think what these two batters would need to look forward to when you ask me that question is, I think look to hit boundaries. I reckon boundaries will matter the most.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they're not showing that intent at the moment. They've got 28 to 27, right? That run rate now is creeping up to 10. And they're blocking and some they're leaving. The intention, you've got to find the boundaries. It's even going to get harder with this man bowling.
Ball, there you go, on the money. Taskin bowled brilliantly. It's not about only taking wickets, it's also about where you manage to bowl in terms of line and length. He bowled with pace. Not only picked up 2 wickets, he also bowled 2 maidens out of the 10 overs that he bowled, 2 for 31. I think he was excellent. The one was a wicket maiden. And it just shows signs that he is eager to do well. Such a good sight for any team if one of the seamers is really gearing up to do well.
I think he also sends quite a clear message to all the seamers in the series that there's a method, there's a way about going about picking up wickets and not being expensive on this particular venue, and he had the blueprint, especially today. I did feel maybe also after his injury in the first ODI, I think his first 4 overs went for 26. He came back and picked up 2 wickets. And he's already found his rhythm, he's found his tempo in the following game. So fantastic to see from his point of view. But from Afghanistan's point of view, and I did ask you the question a while ago, you know, try and find boundaries. But it's also about winning the game to the points. That's what you need. It's okay to try and bat out your next few overs and end up on a 260 odd, but you still would have lost the game.
And to stay alive in the series, Ed. Because they already won down in a 3-match series of this Spahani ODI series powered by Walton. And I think looking back at their careers, now they're going and have a bit of a chat. Mohammad Nabi and Rashid Khan are the senior campaigner. So they know exactly what they need. There's still 80 balls to face. But if you just leave it a little bit too late, they just might get out of their hands. This time he picks up a single. But where do they pick up a boundary? How do they pick up a boundary? There needs to be a strategy, there needs to be some sort of a plan. And one of them has to decide, okay, I've faced that many deliveries, 30 of 35 for Mohammad Nabi, and he's picked up only 3 boundaries. Rashid Khan, on the other hand, has only faced 16 for his 12 runs.
Yeah, and mid-on's up in the circle, so do you try and elevate Mustafiz over there? Fine legs up in the circle as well, so do you get inside the line as you look for these sort of boundaries that we're talking about?
And he hits one down the ground to the fielder in the deep. So another good over. So far so good for Bangladesh. 182 for 6 Afghanistan. And we're talking about boundaries for this pair, and as a batter, you also need to figure out who is your best option, who are you going to take the chances against. Mustafizur has gone above 6, Shariful 5.8, Taskin done and dusted 2 for 31, brilliant. So there is Shakib and Mehdi Hassan Miraj. Mehdi Hassan Miraj has been a touch expensive, so maybe Mehdi Hassan Miraj is the one that you can look to forward to perhaps try and take chances. For the right-hander, there are 3 men in the deep. The deep mid-wicket, long on and deep square leg. There needs to be a calculated risk. The dealing in singles at the moment, the run rate will keep creeping up, getting close to 10 runs in an over. The required run rate.
You look at the comparison at this stage, Bangladesh were 210 for 2, so they're at least 27 runs shy of where they need to be, and 4 wickets to the bad in terms of this particular run chase. So I'm scratching my head. I'm trying to figure out what these two are trying to implement in their plan. They've started off a partnership 33 of 35, as you said. That run rate now is almost at 10. Down the wicket, it's hanging in the air. After this is what I was afraid of. What were you trying to achieve for those many overs to chip it to the man at long off?
Yeah, it's just good planning from Tamim Iqbal and Mehdi Hassan Miraj, because as a right-hander, if you're trying to take an off spinner, you've got to go on the onside, and it's chipped that one at long off. Really smart piece of bowling from Mehdi Hassan Miraj, even though he's been expensive, but he picks up an important wicket, that of Muhammad Nabi. He goes for 32. More trouble for Afghanistan, 184 for 7. It's getting difficult. Mujibur Rahman is the new batter. He's at the non-striker end. It's Rashid Khan who's going to face Mehdi Hassan Miraj. But as you rightly said, Ed, I mean, look at the planning. I mean, what he was trying to achieve. Have a look at this shot.
I mean, we built it up, but we were trying to figure out what sort of plan they were trying to implement. And you brought up the point, perhaps take on Mahedi. And he does, but then all he does is then hit it to the man on the shorter part of the boundary and loses his shape totally on the offside and brings about his demise. As you rightly said, maybe going straight or through